Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the videos so far. Today we are going to work using a resistance band. So if you have one, please run off and get it as quickly as you can. If you don't have a resistance band, you can do any of the exercises without, or you can improvise and use a dressing gown cord, a belt, or anything that you feel you sort of can use in the same way as a resistance band. You won't necessarily get the stretch on it, but you'll still get some extra workout with it. Some of the exercises will work well with a weight as well, so I'll point out where that's possible as well. But as I say, if you don't have the relevant equipment, don't worry about just doing the moves and just imagining the band that would be giving you more resistance as you work, okay? We're going to focus mainly on those sort of the upper body, the shoulders, the arms, some core work obviously, and a little bit of leg work at the beginning as we're going to start standing. So, assuming you've got your equipment ready, let's start in a standing position, grabbing the resistance band as you go. So, as we often do at the beginning of the class, we are going to start with a lat pull down. So for that, we need the resistance band, or not if you're not using one, about shoulder width apart, and float your arms above your head, take the band wide, and then bend the elbows, bringing those into your waist as you lower the band down behind your back. Come as low as you can with those arms, so the elbows come right into your waist, and then push up on the band and release the tension off. When you're ready, you go again, go wide, bend the elbows, lower them down, feel the shoulder blades, pull down your back behind you as you do, and then push up and release off. A few more of these. Now remember, if you don't like, or you don't find it comfortable bringing the band down behind you, you can always take it to your chest. So it's exactly the same move. You'll bring the band a little further forward, take it wide, and then as you lower the arms down, the elbows come into your waist, but the band comes to your chest, okay? Push up and release off. So either or, it doesn't matter, whichever works for you. You'll work a little harder if the band's going down behind you, you've just got to get those arms a little bit further back. Push up and release. A few more, go wide and bend. Now we can carry on with doubles if you like, or you can do some singles as well. Now remember, the singles work slightly differently through the muscles because your one arm stays up in the air, the other one goes out and bends in, and then you'll take it off to the other side and bend that arm in. Now, stabilizer muscles will need to kick in because you're not working symmetrically down the body. So you can do a single, and then a double. So again, that works if you're working towards the front of the body. Take the arm out, then that arm in, out and release, then the other arm goes out, bend it in, out and release. And then a double, go out, bend it down, bring the band to your chest, up and release. And of course, as I say, you can do any of these without the band, it's not a problem. So any or all of those combinations, just a few more. Excellent, give me one or two more, whichever version you're doing. Really feel those shoulder blades move down your back each time you go. Take a break if you need it. If you're getting tired, that's not a problem. Excellent. Now, keeping the band in your hands, take the band a little wider perhaps. We're just going to do that lat stretch. So the same straight arms come straight up. This time we're not going to bend them. You're just going to keep going around with straight arms. Pull on the band when you need to. Get that chest stretch as the arms go all the way around and the band comes down towards the bottom of your back. And then you can bring it all the way forward. Okay, you might find one arm finds this a lot easier than the other. Try and take both arms evenly. Don't let one arm do all the work, but it's not unusual to have one arm that would find this a little easier than the other. Wide on the band as you then float those arms back to the front. And one more time, go up. Once you get to the point where you need to, pull the band a little wider, float the straight arms all the way around in their socket, and come all the way back. Lovely. Excellent, well done. Take the band, or not if you're not using it. Pop one foot and then the other foot on the band. We are going to do a wide squat with a bicep curl here. And again, it can be done without the band. Palms facing forward, elbows tucked into your waist, okay? The elbows are going to stay tucked into your waist the whole time. You'll take a big step to one side. Obviously, that's harder if you've got the band, but you still do it. Same if you haven't. And then we will bicep curl our hands towards our shoulders as we squat. Push up through the heels, straighten your arms down by your sides, and bring the band back in. Push off to the other side, and curl up as you squat. Straighten the arm, lower the arms down as you stand up. Go back to the first side. Squat, and stand. Resist the band on the way in. Push out on the band on the other side. Squat. Bicep curl as you do. Resist the band on the way in. Out on the other side. Keep going with a few more. Squat as low as you can. Keep the same rules of the squat apply as they always do. So a nice straight back. You stick your tailbone out as if onto a small stool behind you. Curl your hands towards your shoulders. Keep the knees wide. Don't let those knees drop in towards each other as you squat down. Excellent. 2 or 3 more, so you've done it evenly to each side. Super. And bring it in. Excellent, well done. Drop one side of the band down to the floor, keeping hold of the other side. Bring yourself onto the end of your band. Again, if you haven't got one, just do the moves. We're going to start with our arm down by side. You need some tension in the band before you start. So just hold the band where you've got a little bit of tension in the band. Palm facing behind you, so your thumb is nearest to your thigh. Okay, and we're now just going to take a straight arm out to the side, slightly forward, mostly out to the side, and just take it a little way, get that tension down the back of the arm, and then bring it back in. Now it shouldn't be going too far. If you can bring the arm sort of up here, you've not got enough tension in the band to start. Just get a little bit more tension in that band. Go again. You're really not going, certainly no more than 45 degrees out to the side, and possibly a little less. You go out, thumb stays towards your body. Go out, and back in. A couple more. Go out, and back in. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Out, and back in. 2 final ones. Out, and back in, and out, and back in. Well done. Change the band, how you're holding the band. So this time, turn the hand so that your thumb is going to point towards the ceiling. So the palm is facing forward this time. Again, you've got the tension in the band, and you'll just take it a little way out until you can't go any further. But again, make sure it's not too far. If it is too far, get some more tension in the band before you start. Go out to the side, thumb pointing to the ceiling this time, palm facing forward, and we're just going to pulse. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Well done. Take the band in the opposite hand. Pop the hand you were working onto your hip, because we want to keep these hips nice and still. We're going to have a little bit more band to work with for this one. And I might just move away from that door there so that I don't hit it. So we're going to take the hand towards your hip on the opposite side, and then straightening the arm, just bring the band up and around, and twist a little through the waist, but don't take the hip with you. So you're not going all the way around behind you, you're just taking the upper body behind. Bring it down, back. So go straighten the arm, up and around. Don't twist too much through the hip. And again. So you look towards the band, but not too much movement through the hip. And just straighten the arm up and behind. Call it a sword pull. It's like you've got a sword and you're pulling your sword that we all carry regularly out to the side. So it's a little bit of a twist through the waist. Couple more. Excellent, well done. Let's swap that band around. So we need to have the end of the band underneath our feet and most of the band obviously in the opposite hand this time. So again, starting with that thumb towards your body, palm facing behind you. Get some tension in the band, stand nice and tall. Bring the arm out to the side, not too far. If you can take it too far, get some more tension. We'll go out and in, core engaged. Go out and in. Try breathing out as you lead. Lead with the arm, in as it returns. Out and in. Breathe out and in. Keep that thumb towards the body, out and in. Couple more. Go out and in. Last one. Out and in. Lovely. Change the band. So your thumb now is pointing towards the ceiling, your palm facing forward. You've still got some tension in that band. But again, we're going to take it out just so you can go no further. And this is where we'll pulse. So once you're ready, breathing naturally, just pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. Well done. Take the band in the opposite hand. Pop the hand you were holding the band with on your hip. Remember, we're trying to keep that hip still. Pop your other hand towards that hip as well to start. Then straighten the arm, bring it all the way around, slightly behind the line of the body as you turn to look towards it. Bring it back. And again, up and around. And back. Up and around. Back. Up. So don't forget to get that rotation through the waist, but you're not taking the hip. Look towards the band, the arm goes straight up and behind. Slightly behind the line of the body. 2 more. Excellent, well done. Okay, come off the band and let's go into our tricep extension. So take the band in one hand, dangle the band down behind your back, elbow to the ceiling, grab the band around mid-back. And standing nice and tall, relaxing your shoulders as much as possible, we'll just go into a tricep extension. So that top arm extends towards the ceiling. Keep the upper arm by your ear and then slowly lower the forearm down behind you. Go again, straighten and slowly lower. Remember, it's a slow return. That's where you'll really feel it after a few. Lovely. Let's just do a couple more of these. Excellent. Take the band in the other hand, dangle it down behind your back, elbow to the ceiling, grab the band around mid-back, and when you're ready, extend the forearm towards the ceiling and then lower it down behind you. So keep the elbow pointing to the ceiling as much as possible. That upper arm does not move from beside your ear. Keep everything else nice and still, core engaged, shoulders as relaxed as possible. A few more of these. Last two. Slowly back down. Super. Let's just do a quick stretch through the triceps. So double your band and double it again. So you've got a good solid bit of band. Or if you haven't got the band, you could just have something solid, could be literally a wooden spoon or something between your hands, just so that you've got something to grab onto behind with the other hand. And from there, we'll start by pulling down on the backhand, so you're lowering that hand, pulling the top arm down behind you. You'll feel a stretch in the tricep itself, in the back of the upper arm. So just take it as far as you can, pulling that elbow basically a little further back. Hold that for a few seconds. Don't forget to breathe. And then we're going to raise the top hand, pulling the bottom hand. I'll show you what happens. You pull the bottom hand up your back. And again, just go as high as you can, hold it. Once you get it to the highest position, don't overdo it, just do what works for you. Everybody's got a different range of movement. And even from arm to arm, you will find it's very different. I know mine is. Lovely. Let's change hand on the band. So put the other hand down behind you, grab the band behind you, and then start by pulling down on the bottom arm as you pull that top hand a little bit further behind you, getting a stretch through your tricep of that arm. I just did this arm, didn't I? And then go up the other way. Actually, I've just realised did the wrong arm then. So if like me, you did the wrong arm, get the right arm, and then pull the hand up. Now I knew that because this is my hand that doesn't go as high up. I can feel it more in the arm as I pull that band up on the top arm. The bottom arm struggles to get up as high as it did on the first side. Lovely. Hold it a few seconds more if you can. Pull it a little higher. Don't overdo it. And relax. Well done. Excellent. Okay, we are going down onto the mat. I'm going to adjust the camera. So get yourselves to the front of your mat. Most of the mat behind you is seated at the front of the mat. And we will begin still with the band in your hand, just as it was before. And we are going to start, actually we're not going to have it as we had before, we are going to put it under our feet. Now again, this is a point where if you don't have a band, a belt would work just as well. So you can put the band or belt under your feet, sit nice and tall. We're going to get a little bit of tension in the band and you're going to tuck your elbows into your waist. With core engaged, keep your heels on the floor, feet flexed so that you're not losing that band from under your feet. Roll back into a C curve. And in that position, we'll do some bicep curls. Okay, so keep the upper arms by your upper body and just curl your hands to your shoulders into your C curve, nice and tight through the core. Don't continue if you're feeling anything into your lower back. It's all about the core and obviously arm work as well here. A few more of these. And then what I want you to do is to continue your roll down, relax your arms down by your side, continue your roll down onto the mat. Just lower. And then core engaged nice and tight, slowly come back up just halfway into that C-curve position and go again with those bicep curls. So just give me 4 more of these. Lovely. And then rest the arms, continue down onto the mat. Lower your head. Nice deep breath in. And on your out breath, slowly curl up. One more time, bicep curl. And remember, you can do that without the band at all if you wish. Take a break if you need it. Certainly if you're feeling anything into the lower back, there should be no issues with the lower back on this one. So one final roll down. And this time we'll roll all the way slowly back up to sitting. Okay, should have got me going. Again, we're going to go into a C-curve, but this time we're doing a rhomboid exercise. So you're going to take your elbows up and out to the side, and then we'll do a little bit of twisting as we're in the reclined position. So make sure the band's well connected under your feet. Keep your knees bent, your feet flexed, and go into that C-curve position. From there, push one elbow up and behind you as you look towards it. Come back, and then push the other one up and behind the other side as you look towards that side. So you're twisting through the waist, just pushing that elbow up and behind. Lovely. Couple more. Lovely. And again, come back up to sitting, sit tall at the top. This time we're going to straighten our legs out, remove the band from around your feet, and take the band again, doubled again, and we're just going to use it as a guide as we do a full roll up. Now, if you don't like the roll up, or you find you can only really do the roll up with the band's assistance, you could keep the band around or the belt around your feet and just use that as a little bit of a guide as we roll all the way down and all the way up. If you're happy to do it without the band's assistance, use the band as a guide if you have it. Relax your shoulders at the top, sit nice and tall, and then tilt the pelvis and slowly lower bone by bone onto the mat, taking the arms towards the ceiling once you're getting towards the floor. Lower those arms towards the floor above your head, but don't push your rib cage to the ceiling. So only go as low with the arms as your ribs will allow. You should still have full contact on through the back of your rib cage on the mat, okay? If you can't do that with the arms on the floor, just don't go as far with the arms, that's fine. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. On your out breath and with core muscles engaged, raise the arms. As the band or the hands come into your line of vision, follow them with your upper body coming off the mat, sitting tall at the top, and then reach up and over towards your toes, lowering your body weight down. Come back into a nice tall sit position. Let's do that again. Slowly lower, bone by bone, down onto the mat. Take the band over towards the floor above your head. Don't change the rib cage position, however. Deep breath in. On your out breath, core engaged. Float the arms off the mat. Follow the band with your eye line, coming into a seated position, and then reach up and over towards the floor in front of you. Getting that stretch through the back and down the back of the legs. Super. Come back into a seated position and lower yourself down onto the mat for the last time. Lovely. Now, with the band or not, bend your knees into a bent leg position, feet and knees hip distance apart. Keep your arms shoulder width apart, and the band will help with that. Keep neutral spine when you're in the center, and then slowly lower the knees over to one side as the hands go off to the other side. So lower, the bottom hand goes almost all the way to the floor if you can, and the upper hand obviously just shoulder width apart. Come back through the center, knees come through the center, you're in neutral in the middle, and then take the knees in the other direction, the arms go in the opposite direction to the knees, and obviously you look towards the hands as they go in the opposite direction. Just go as far as you can with both those legs. Try and keep the knees hip distance apart throughout. Don't bring the legs together. And just take it a couple more times. Lovely. Bring everything back through to the center. And let us take ourselves in to a regular setup with a band this time held sort of slightly more than shoulder width apart. You want a little bit more give in the band this time. The arms still start above shoulders with the band in between if you have it. You're going to slowly lower the band down towards the floor. As you do, tilt the pelvis towards you and slowly peel and curl bone by bone off the mat, bringing yourself up into a ski slope position. We're in the shoulder bridge position here. Nice straight line between your knees and your shoulders, arms down towards the floor above your head. At this point, keep that nice shoulder bridge position as you float both arms off the mat. Bring them down to your sides as the band goes across your thighs. And push your hands, straight arms, palms facing the floor, push down towards the mat with those hands. Now you'll feel the back of the arms working, but you're also working harder through the core to keep that nice ski slope position because you're pushing down through your thighs on the band. Lift the band. As you do, you can start to really lay bone by bone down through the spine and bring the arms back up above your shoulders. Let me just adjust my position. Okay, so that's your start position again. When you're ready, lower the band down towards the floor above your head. Slowly tilt the pelvis towards you. Peel and curl bone by bone off the mat, coming to a ski slope position. Once you're in that position, you can float the arms off the floor and past your line of vision towards your thighs. Keep in the ski slope position as you push down on the thighs with the hands either side, going towards the floor, straight arms, palms facing the floor. Feel the back of the arms working. Core's working harder to keep you in that ski slope position. You can then float the arms off and slowly lower bone by bone down through the spine as you bring the arms back above your shoulders. We'll just do that one more time. Tilt the pelvis, peel and curl. You can do it as slowly as you like. The whole move can be as slow as you like. Obviously, if you haven't got the band, you're going to find it quite difficult to do the tension bit. But don't worry about that. Just do the arms if you like. Don't worry about the extra tension through the core as you push down on the band. Slowly lower bone by bone as you come back to a neutral spine. This time we are going to take the band and position it over one foot. So under the foot goes towards the ceiling. You hold each end of the band in your hand and rest your upper arms on the floor. We'll then slide our resting leg out straight. And without any movement through the pelvis, so we want to keep a nice solid pelvis, we're just going to take this into circles. So you'll circle your leg, whole leg around, keeping hold of the band. So you're anchoring yourself, if you like, through the band. It's not a massive move, about the size of a dinner plate. We're just going to do a few in one direction. Keep the foot flexed, push up through the heel as you work. A little bit of tension in that band. Don't have the whole of the arms moving around. Really important as well to keep the upper arms on the floor. Otherwise you'll take a lot of tension into your shoulders. So really try and keep those shoulders relaxed and just anchor yourself with your upper arms on the floor. Let's reverse those circles. Go back the other way. And then finish that off, just a couple more in this direction. And then we will bring that straight leg in towards us, keeping the foot flexed, keeping the other leg down the mat. Flex the foot a little more if you can. You're really feeling the stretch down the back of your hamstring now. Bring that leg back above your hip again. Take both ends of the band in one hand, hand on the same side as the raised leg. Anchor yourself on the other side and slowly lower that straight leg out to the side this time. Don't let the opposite buttock come off the mat. You go as far as you can and then give the band a little pull towards the top half of your body so you get that stretch through the inner thigh. Raise that leg again, change hand on the band, anchor yourself on the other side this time, keep both shoulder blades on the mat. You will lift your buttock as you go across with the leg. Again, get it as far across as you can without raising the opposite shoulder blade and pull on the band towards the top half of the body. Bring the band back across through to the center. Lovely. Release that leg. You can bend that down. Bring the other foot into the band. Flat foot. You can keep the band over that foot, flexing the foot. Slide the resting leg out straight. Anchor both upper arms onto the mat, a little bit of tension in the band, and just begin with your circles. Controlling the circle with the band, keeping the foot flexed. Just do a few in one direction, and then a few in the other. Don't let the hips roll around as you work. So if your hips are rolling, you either need to engage the core a little more, or just make the circles a little smaller. Couple more in this direction. And then you can reverse the move. Go the other way. Same position. Not too much movement through the hips. Last couple. Lovely. Take both ends of the band in the hand on the same size as the raised leg. Anchor yourself on the opposite side with your other hand. Slowly take, we'll do this way first. Slowly take the leg out to the side. We need to come into the chest, but we'll do it halfway there. We'll do this side first. Go out to the side and then pull a little bit on that leg towards the top half of the body. Make sure that buttock on that side doesn't lift. Come back across you. Change hand on the band. We'll do the other side and then we'll finish with a hamstring stretch. So go across the body. This time you will raise the opposite buttock, but keep both shoulder blades on the mat. And then once you've gone as far as you can, you pull the band, so you pull that leg towards the top half of your body. Lovely. Bring it back through to the center. This time we can do the hamstring stretch. So pull one end of the band in each hand and pull that leg towards you. So you keep it nice and straight. Push out through the heel towards the ceiling. Sorry, we should have done this before we did the other two. Lovely. Slowly lower the leg, release the band. Just take it into a full body stretch, and we'll just finish in a minute with a couple more seated stretches, but take it into a nice full body stretch, fingertips right through to toes. Lovely. Come into a seated position. Take your legs out straight in front and then up onto your sit bones, get that back nice and straight. And we'll just begin by taking your fingers, interlink your fingers in front of you. Soften your elbows a little, so you make a nice circle in front. And then lean forward, pushing the sort of the middle of your back behind you. So you get what I call a tree hug, as if you're reaching round a tree. Drop your head down between the arms and get that stretch from shoulder to shoulder, down the upper back a little. Lovely. Come up to sitting again. This time, rotate the hands, push the palms away from you, still interlinked, straightening the arms out at shoulder height in front of you. Float those straight arms above your head. Stretch out through the palms, push out through the palms, and then just lean to one side. Try and keep both buttocks on the floor. Come back through the center. Try not to let the shoulders come up too much. Relax the shoulders as you straighten the arms. And lean to the other side. Back through to the center. Lower your arms. This time, take them behind you and interlink them behind you. And again, just straighten the arms and lift the arms as you keep the back nice and straight. Lift those arms as high as you can. And turn sideways so you can see. Interlinking the fingers, just lift the arms. Nice straight back. Feel the stretch into your shoulders. And from there, lower the arms, float them out to your sides. And we're just going to rotate the arms. So start with your palms facing the floor. And then rotate the thumb around towards the back as your palms face the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blades move down your back as you do that. Then go back the other way. This time you feel your shoulders raise a little. Go all the way in one direction, rotating. The shoulder blades come down. All the way the other way, the shoulder blades come up. Lovely, one more time. Rotate. And back. Lovely. Float the arms down. Just twist to one side. Pop one hand behind you. Pop the front hand on your opposite thigh and use the hands to help twist you a little more. Keep the hips nice and still Just rotate through the waist and the upper body. Lovely, bring it back, go the other way. Back arm onto the floor, front arm across you, rotate. A little bit more, using those arms to pull yourself a little further round. Super, back to the front. Let's just bring our soles of our feet together. Walk your bottom or your feet towards each other. Push down on your thighs as you sit tall, relax your shoulders and take some slow deep breaths. And we'll leave it there, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, whether or not you had the resistance band. Hopefully you found something that worked just as well for you. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.